Hello there, in this video we're going to start building our homepage for our project, so let's go.
Okay, so welcome back to our project files. So to begin with, let's open the research file. Let's go in here and let's go down to wireframes. Okay, let's zoom into our homepage. So that's going to be just there. So that's the layout we're going to try and build. Let me go back to home and let's create a new file. Let's create a new design file. And let's go up here and let's rename this thumbnail. And let's pop our designs in this file here. So I've copied a thumbnail out. Let's just call this designs. Let's right click on the frame, let's set as thumbnail, and let's lock that. Let's add another page. Let's add 3 dashes, click on enter, add another page again. Let's just drag that down and let's mark this as designs. And let's rename the file to designs. Okay, that structure should do for now. So let's go back to the research file. Let's unlock some of these assets and let's just take a copy of this wireframe for the home page. Let's go back into designs, let's Command V and paste that in. Okay, next let's click F on the keyboard for frame. Let's go down and let's choose the same viewport, which is desktop 1440. Okay, let's just grab that. Let's bring that up here. Let's rename that to home page. Okay, and let's just drag out the height a little bit on that. Okay, next what I want to do is connect this design file up with our UI kit and our style guide. So let's go to assets and it says no libraries here yet. That's fine. Click on browse team libraries. Let's go in here, let's add the style guide and let's add the UI kit. So they're both added now to the file. Let's close that down and let's start by dragging in each of the different components into sections on this home page, and then we can start to make refinements as we go along. Okay, so to start with, let's go up here into the search and let's type navigation. And that's the navigation bar. Let's just drag that in, drag it up the top, and let's just drag it so it fits the frame correctly. Let's place that at the very top of the page. Let's go grab a hero section because we're going to need that next. Let's put that directly beneath the navigation. Next, we're going to need the company logos. So let's write company and let's drag company logos. Pop that in there. Okay, next what we'll do, let's go back to file. Let me just draw out a frame. Let's put that directly beneath the companies. Okay, I'll just label that as container for now. And let's just drag it down a little bit. Inside this container, we're going to need some benefit cards. So let's go back in here. Let's type benefit card. Let's drag these in. Okay, and let's just loosely space them for now, just so we can put all of the elements down onto the page. Let me just grab that heading for now as well, so I can pop that up here. Again, spacing wise, we can refine that as we go along. I just want to include it for the moment. Okay, on the left hand side, let's just add in a frame for now, and that can just be a placeholder. Let's just drag that up to roughly the right height. Let's just add in any background color for now, so that's going to be an image there. Okay, let me grab the heading from, well, let's grab it from here and let's actually create another container. Let's do that beneath and let's drag that up so that sits directly beneath this one. Okay, that should be good. Let's click inside the container. Let's just align that so it's center. Let's actually rename that to container. Okay, let's just make this slightly bigger and let's go in here, back into assets. Let's type cards or card and let's just drag these in. So we're going to need 4 of these, so that's fine. Again, I'm just dragging them out in no particular order at the moment. There's no kind of thought around spacing. I'm just dragging everything down just so I can see the page as a whole, and then we can start making those refinements. Okay, next let's just go back to file. Let me just make this slightly bigger. Let's just option click and drag that down because I need another container. Okay, let's get rid of these. So we're going to need to rename that as FAQs. We're going to need an accordion. So let me just spell that correctly. Okay, so there's the accordion component. Let's just pull that in a little bit more. Okay, let's just duplicate that 4 times for the moment, so that can be for the FAQs. Just grab this grey placeholder for now, so there's going to be some kind of image here on the right. I can probably condense this down a little bit. Let's just pull the container up. Okay, let me just select the top level frame, pull it down a bit more so I've got some space. Okay, next let's option click and drag, which will just duplicate that area there. Just going to delete out what I don't need, so I don't need those items. I can put reviews in the center. And now we need to get our carousel components. So let's just grab, there it is. Let's grab that, let's pop that in there, and let's just condense that down. Okay, that should be fine. We'll just use that for now. And let me just go in and let's grab the footer. Okay, perfect. And let's just pop that just beneath this container here. And let's just pull up that bottom frame as well. Okay, so looking at the overall page, it's going to need some more work. We're going to need to do some customizations to some of these sections, which is absolutely fine. That's part of the process. Okay, so starting off with this heading section, let me just drag a copy out. Let's just attach that instance for now. I want to go ahead and change the image. I have already gone ahead and found something on Pexels. So let's just Command V that in. Okay, so that's our image. It's quite large, so let me just shift and drag that down a little bit. Okay, so what I'll do for the hero section, I'll go to fill and I'm going to upload that image from my computer, so I'll just be a second. Okay, so now the image is in. What I want to do is I just want to drop the exposure. So just drop it down a tiny bit so that text is a bit more legible. Okay, we'll go with that for now. Okay, I kind of want to have some kind of overlay with it. So let's just go up to libraries. Let me do this. Let's try applying an effect here. So where is soft light? Looks quite good. So it brings in the color from the brand. Let me just go back into here. Let me just drag up the exposure slightly. Just take this frame. So that's the before, and then putting the effect over it, the after. So let's try and work that into our hero section. Okay, let's adjust the text now as well, if I can. Let me just go hero section container. Okay, let me just rename that to overlay. I'm just going to drag it across for now. Okay, let's go in and rename this. So maybe level up your skills. Let's do that. Let's paste in some text I've got in my clipboard. Okay, and let's add in view courses. And let's just do about us. Yeah, I think that'll be fine for now. So let me just drag that back over. Okay, what I want to do is I like this visual style better and I want to update the main component. So let me just go back home and let's load up the UI kit. Let's go into the hero section and let's just unlock that page. Okay, now let's go into the layer structure. Okay, at the moment the image is part of the fill. So let me do that first. Okay, so the image is in. Let me just drop down the exposure ever so slightly. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here. I'm actually going to remove the image. Go to the component. I don't think I'm going to need that anymore, so let me delete that property. Let me go in here. I'm just going to remove the auto layout just for one moment. I want to remove the image from this level, and let me just see if I can grab the image and paste it in. So there we go. So let's grab the image from here. Let's put it in maybe at this level. Okay, so let me leave that image there. Let's just go back up to home. So what I need to do is put the container above because I need the text there. Let's add a frame here as well. And let's just pop it in there. I'm just going to rename it overlay. And I need that overlay to be beneath the container but above the image. Let's add a color of Sapphire 500. And now, let me just go back to designs. I think I had it as soft light. Yeah, soft light. So let's go in here, go to the overlay, go to soft light, which is there. And now I think we've got what we needed. Yeah, that should be about right. Okay, so yeah, we have removed some functionality, so we don't need the image anymore, but I do think this image looks a lot better. Okay, let me go in again, go into the image level. Let's go in here. Let's just drop the exposure level down ever so slightly just to make it darker, to make that text easier to read. Okay, that should be okay for now. Let's just save this. So go up here, lock the hero section. Let's go into our libraries, click on publish. Okay, so those notes have been added. Let's click on publish. Okay, that component's now been updated. So let's go back to our designs. Okay, back in the designs file. Let's go back, let's go up to libraries, and it's saying we've got an update to the hero section. So you can click on it and it will give you a side-by-side of the before and the after. So what the current one is and what the updated one is. So you can do side-by-side comparison or overlay. I think in this instance side-by-side is fine, and you can zoom in as well if you want to. I'm just going to update the instance because I'm happy with those changes. I'm going to close that, and as you can see that's now been updated. So let's go ahead and let's go in and let's update the copy. So let me just move this out of the way, steal the copy. So level up your skills, and let's take the subtext there. There we go. And the buttons were view courses and about us. So view courses and about us. Potentially we could reduce the exposure further, but let's leave it like that for now, and let's start putting together the rest of the page. Okay, so the next item on our list is the company logos. I think this is fine. I don't think we need to do anything here. The icons have been stripped of any kind of unique colors, and they've all got one consistent color. I think it matches in really well, so I don't think there's going to be any changes or issues there. Okay, so before we move on to our next container, let's go ahead and press Shift R and get our rulers, and let's just go ahead, let's zoom right in, and I want to snap some rulers on two different places on this design. So let's do it here, and I think that should be 24 pixels exactly. Yeah, 24 pixels. And 24 pixels for the company logo. Let's do the same on the other side. Okay, there we go, 24. That's just going to be a helpful guide as we build out the page further. Okay, while we're here as well, I'm going to click on the home page itself, and let's apply a grid. Let's go up here, let's go to breakpoint, set that to 1440. That's done. Let's go down, let's go to layout guide. Let's click on plus. Let's just click on the drop down, go to columns. Click on the icon, and let's start by applying some variables. Okay, so the count, let's go up here, apply variable, it's 12. I think from memory, looking at the style guide, we set it to 26, 26, 78, 10%, so do that for now. Leaving the type to stretch is fine. Let's go margin, that should be okay. Let's do gutter, let's do 32. Let's just close that, and under appearance we should have some settings. So if I go to breakpoints and grids, select desktop there, hopefully this will start behaving itself. So yeah, we can go desktop, tablet, mobile. Okay, so let me just go back into the style guide. I just want to make a few changes. So let's go into variables, let's go into settings, let's go into breakpoints and grids. On the margin, we've got it set to 80 here. I actually want to reduce that to 24. Okay, so I've updated that to 24. Let me just quickly publish that change. Okay, so we click on publish. Okay, so those changes should be sent across to the other file now. Let's go to designs, let's click on libraries, and let's click on update. There we go, that's been done. And now as you can see, the grids have been updated, and now they push all the way to the edge, 24 pixels away. So that should be okay. Probably don't need the rulers now actually. So if I just click on this ruler, and delete, click on the other ruler, delete as well. That should be fine. So I'm just going to turn the grid off for now. So toggle the visibility to off. It's there if we need it, but it's good to kind of turn it on and off every now and then as we're moving elements around the page.
Okay, that's it for part 1 of the video. Part 2 will be next week. So like and subscribe, add some comments, and I will see you in the next video.